Uthman, you can start now, inshallah.
Bismillah, salatu wassalam, rasulillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the last and final Q&A of this online event, Family Break Online. Alhamdulillah, we hope you've benefited and enjoyed all of them. But alhamdulillah, we've still got one big segment left, and that's your opportunity to pose questions and ask questions and have it answered by a qualified individual, our dear Sheikh, may Allah preserve him, Ameen, Sheikh Haytham Al-Haddad. Brothers and sisters, you have an opportunity to ask your question. How you do that? You simply log into menti.com and you put in the code 186874. That's 186874, and you can ask your question. But I have some questions, or alhamdulillah, some questions have already come in, so I'm going to go straight into the questions, my dear brothers and sisters. The first question is Sheikh, the tech guys, is Sheikh is there? Can you please just confirm that he's there? Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah, Sheikh. كيف حالك?
I cannot start the video. It says that the host stopped it.
Okay, that's down to the tech person. So the tech brother.
Go to Ibrahim now, please.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, my dear brothers and sisters, inshallah, before we move on to the questions, we have a small introduction into our charity partner for the evening, which is Human Appeal. And we have our dear brother Ibrahim, who's going to explain a bit more about the charity and what it does, inshallah. So Ibrahim, are you there?
Yes, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
I'm well, brother Adhan. How are you?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, I'm good. So I'm going to hand it over to you, and please tell us what Human Appeal is and what it does and what you're asking for this evening, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much, first of all, to Family Events, the entire team, including you, brother Osman, for having us on here. I think a lot of our brothers and sisters are familiar with the charity Human Appeal. We've been running for 30 years now. We have projects across Africa and across Asia and are involved and engaged in a lot of humanitarian work. But today I'm here to speak or to appeal on a very specific project which Human Appeal runs, a very special project in Syria, and that's in Idlib, Syria. Human Appeal runs a hospital now for a number of years called Al-Iman Hospital, which was located in Aleppo, Syria for a number of years, but it was targeted many times with airstrikes, and it was the only hospital in a big radius where people depended on it. The locals that couldn't flee for safety and were stuck and had to stay in this area of Aleppo depended heavily on this hospital for treatment, for mothers to give birth in, for children to get treatment as well. It's a mothers and children's hospital. Now, after about 10 months ago, we've had to relocate the hospital because it became a regular target for airstrikes. And now it's moved to Idlib, where many of us are aware of the situation in Idlib and what's been taking place over the last few months since December. We have 900,000 of our brothers and sisters who have been fleeing the city to the borders of Turkey and also trying to cross over into Europe for safety, for security, for a better chance at a life that maybe looks a bit normal, that doesn't look like conflict, that doesn't look like suffering and pain and conflict. So brothers and sisters, Al-Iman Hospital is a lifeline for those that are local still in Idlib right now. Now you can imagine that the only people that would be left behind are those that don't have the means of fleeing, those that don't have the capacity, the resources, the strength to move and try to leave and join the others that have left. Now, our brothers and sisters in Idlib are refugees now for the third time, for the fourth time. What this means is that 9 years ago, when the conflict started in Syria, those that left their homes, those that lost everything you can imagine, whether it's their families, their homes, their communities, their mosques, and started to go by foot for safety and security until they found a new home, until they found a refugee camp, until they found somewhere new they can find shelter in. And then again, conflict came close by and they had to flee again. And then for a second time, conflict came close by, and they had to flee again, and to flee for their lives and the safety of their loved ones. And through this journey, you can only imagine that not everyone made it through alive. Not everyone has their families intact as they left their home the first time. Now, this hospital is a lifeline for those mothers that are pregnant, for those children that are coming into this world by the permission of Allah now, and whilst they take their first breath of life, many of these babies are being born in refugee camps in the middle of the winter, in the freezing cold, fighting for their life. Many of our brothers and sisters are suffering without food, without adequate shelter, without medicine. And a hospital in this area now is something that many families and men and women lean on for medicine and to find safety away from the harm and the wounds that they have, and to find treatment. The hospital is overburdened at the moment. We look to treat about 44,000 people through the month. So it's a very busy hospital. It costs £60,000 to maintain each month. And considering the conflict in Syria and considering all of the other aid we still need to deliver, it's very important that this hospital is funded, otherwise it will close down. And without the support of our donors and our brothers and sisters, we won't be able to sustain this hospital where many lives, subhanAllah, depend on it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in the Quran that to save one life, an ayah we know very well, is as if you've saved all of humanity. And in this hospital, the babies that come into this world, within this hospital, the incubators that sustain the life through the permission of Allah of these young children that are born prematurely because of the trauma of the women, because of the hardship the women are going through. These incubators help them and sustain them until the children and the babies are strong enough. The hospital provides medical care for the women that are giving birth, for these children that need feeding, that need oxygen, and that need so much more. So the appeal right now is to reach out to our brothers and sisters watching today. An email has gone out to you at 9:30. Also, you're going to find a Just Giving link via that email, and a Just Giving link on the Facebook and social media of family events. May Allah bless the brothers and sisters that run this organization. And we are looking for 10 brothers or sisters to come forward and be able to take care of a mother and her child for an entire year, which costs £360. So one mother and her child costs £360. We're looking for 10 families, 10 brothers, 10 sisters, anyone who's able to, has the means and can afford it. And Allah's given you the means to be able to. I'm asking you and calling you to come to the aid of our brothers and sisters in Syria, in Idlib, those that aren't able and haven't had the means to flee away and are stuck in Idlib right now. This hospital is a lifeline for them. So before I close, I'd like to just play a short video on this project so you learn a bit more about it. And you can see the current situation in Syria and what's been taking place, and the great work this hospital the hospital engages in, and the change is able to make to the people that it treats, inshallah. And then I'll invite you, brothers and sisters, to please be generous in your donations. The Prophet ﷺ told us and promised us that your donations or your charity does not decrease from your wealth. So brothers and sisters, as those of us that the part of our body in Syria, as the Prophet ﷺ advised us that we are, the example of the believers is that of one body. The part of our body in Syria, as it waits and as it's in pain, respond through Al-Iman Hospital if Allah has given you the means. And I'll just share the video now, inshallah, with you all.
Ibrahim, inshallah, if you can share your screen, and that way we can see your screen, inshallah. Please share your screen first, and then play the video.
Is this okay? Can you see it?
Yes, perfect.
This is Syria. This is happening now. How many more lives must be lost before this war comes to an end? Every second that passes is another life lost. The people of Syria are filled with fear, anxiety, and misery. They need help now. For Syrians who have had their families, homes, and possessions torn from them, there seems to be no escaping the tragedies and heartache of this war. Between 2011 and 2019, there were 492 attacks on healthcare facilities in Syria. 11.7 million people still need critical humanitarian support. Those with injuries are being left untreated. Children are going unvaccinated, and pregnant women and newborn children have no access to healthcare. Those dedicated to saving the lives of others have lost their own lives. Human Appeal is still mourning the loss of one of our own colleagues, Inam al-Aboud. Sadly, Inam was killed by an airstrike in Syria on Friday, 10th August 2018, along with her husband and 5 children. She was working as a pharmacist at the Al-Iman Hospital for Women and Children run by Human Appeal. Inam embodied all that a humanitarian aid worker should be, putting the safety of others before her own. Since 2015, Human Appeal has been on the ground helping the most vulnerable people in Syria receive life-saving healthcare. The Al-Iman Hospital for Women and Children is a local primary healthcare facility in western rural Aleppo, treating thousands of people every year. The Al-Iman Hospital is a lifeline for the people of Syria. In 2018, our doctors, nurses, and support staff delivered more than 1,900 babies, screened 32,387 children with malnutrition, and provided medical care for more than 19,500 children living in local communities. Critical funding is urgently required to continue to provide these services and more. Your donations also support the ongoing work of a mobile clinic that reaches communities that are unable to access primary healthcare facilities. In honor of our sister, Inam al-Aboud, the thousands of lives lost in this brutal war, and the precious lives we hope to save in future, please save the Al-Iman Hospital now.
So brothers and sisters, I'd like to just share a verse of the Quran to close with it. And this is something that brings it, for me, the reality of the situation of our brothers and sisters closer to my heart each time I share this verse personally. And that's where Allah in the Quran tells us that أَمْ حَسِبْتُمْ أَن تَدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ وَلَمَّا يَأْتِيكُمْ مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ خَلَوْا مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ. Do you consider that you will enter paradise without being tested like those who came before you were tested? مستهم البأساء والضراء وزلزلوا حتى يقول الرسول والذين آمنوا معه متى نصر الله. They were afflicted with great poverty and great calamity until the very ground from underneath their feet was shaken, and the messenger and those around him of his time asked, when is the help of Allah going to come? And Allah shortly after that responds by saying, verily and undoubtedly the help of Allah is near. Our brothers and sisters I share with you today in Syria, in Idlib, have been afflicted with great poverty and calamity for years. Not only the ground from underneath their feet has been shaken, but their hearts and their minds. They've seen the death of their loved ones. They've lost their mosques, their hospitals, their communities. And the best men and women of Syria cry out and ask, and have been asking, when is the help of Allah going to come? And I ask you, my brothers and sisters, today, support Al-Iman Hospital for £360 to support a woman and a child for a month, for an entire year, which supports the running of the hospital as well, and be the help of Allah that they're waiting for. وَجَزَاكُمُ اللَّهُ خَيْرًا.
Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you, Ibrahim, and the work that Human Appeal are doing. My dear brothers and sisters, I do urge you to look out for that email. And if you can, they ask for 10 brothers and sisters to come forward to look after one of our mothers and one of their daughters. So that's £360 will look after a woman and her child for an entire year. So please, an email will be going out with a link. If you can, please do so. Brothers and sisters, as I mentioned, we're going to move on to our Q&A. You can go to menti.com. I believe it will be coming up on the screen shortly, and you'll see the code. Please enter the code, and you can ask your questions. Sheikh, are you there? Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So, Sheikh, we're going to start off from where we picked off yesterday in regards to Islamic wills. We had a sister who has asked a question. She says, for a divorcee, when she dies, can she make a Sharia and state will for her daughters who are in year 7 and 8 to be raised by her siblings instead of their father, who has not maintained contact and he has remarried and settled?
Yeah, okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salamu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. If that is the case, or the sister, she is afraid that she might pass away, and her husband or her ex-husband is still alive, okay, then in that case the scholars have two views. Shall the children who are minor go to the mother of the mother, of their mother, or shall they go to the husband? Okay, now this, my dear sister, needs a judgment. But when we say that they will go to the mother of the mother, or will go to the father, if we say that they will go to the mother of the mother, the grandmother from the mother side, then that does not mean that the father will not have access to them. Okay, this is one thing. So the first point is we need the judgment. Who is more befitting to look after the children? So you might say, this is not in your hand, sister. You might say that in case of my demise, I would like a judgment to be taken in order to judge who will be the best to look after my children. The grandmother or the father. But there is another important point, that even if we say that the grandmother to look after the children, if those children are girls, then once they reach the age of puberty, they have to be looked after by the father. Now, I am talking here from an Islamic perspective. The law here is something else, but I'm talking about it from an Islamic perspective purely. Once they reach the age of puberty, then they have to be looked after by the father. This is a matter of agreement. There is no dispute about this issue, okay, whatsoever. Okay.
Thank you, Sheikh. Jazakallah khair. And just for the sister who asked the question, if you like a more in-depth answer, then by all means, please visit iceurope.org and you can make an appointment and have an in-depth answer with an in-depth question that you may have, and they can give you further answers to that. The second question, Sheikh, I would like to go to is from somebody who wants to maximize from their Ramadan. And he says, can one be rewarded for sleeping? And if so, how can we be rewarded for sleeping during Ramadan?
Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Fasting is amazing. Is a very amazing ibadah. All what you need is your will and your and self-control. And that's it. Other than that, it does not stop you from your normal activities. Yeah. And as one of the early scholars said, the fasting person will be rewarded during his day, even if he is sleeping. But you might maximize the reward by intending to sleep in order to be more activated, more energetic throughout your day, or because you want to establish Qiyamul Layl. With those intentions, you will multiply your reward. Obviously, here we are talking about the moderate sleeping, not the sleep, the excessive sleep, where, as many people do, they sleep most of the day just to get rid of the tiredness. And wallahi, brothers and sisters, those who sleep most of the day, they become bored, they become tired, they had a bad mood, etc., etc., and even their mouth, yeah, will become even more dry. So don't think that sleeping is a solution. Excessive sleeping is a solution. Yes.
Okay, we have the next question. If the next question we have is someone's asked in regards to if someone is doing an action which is clearly haram and is an action hated by Allah, and they continue to do it. One gets angry seeing and hearing this action, and when they try to advise this person, that the advice doesn't seem to work. What should the steps be for the person advising?
Yeah. First of all, make dua for this person, that Allah Jalla wa Ala helps this person to get rid of this bad habit. The other thing, internally, you, brother or sister, don't mock this person. Don't look down at this person. You might be tested with the same sin. Yeah. من عير أخاه بذنب لم يمت حتى يقع فيه. The one who is looking down or mocking his friend or his brother or her sister due to a sin that they are committing, they won't die except they will do it themselves. Okay, so this is the second point. The third point is keep advising this person in a gentle way. If it doesn't work this way, think of the other way. Yeah, maybe think of new ideas to advise this person. Maybe use another person, a third person, to advise him. Yeah, but don't give up, inshallah. Yeah.
Perfect. The next question we have, Sheikh, is to do with our current situation with regards to helping the community during this emergency. There are a number of Muslim groups or individuals who are helping people currently. Should I, as an individual, stay at home, or should I go out and help others?
Yeah. Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let me record this message. Yeah. To be honest with you, brothers and sisters, wallahi, we should be proud of our Muslim community. They have been very helpful for everyone. Yeah. Yes, there might be some individuals who were maybe recorded hoarding food, etc. There might be some shops that they were taking advantage of the need, yeah, for supplies. But apart from that, mashallah, the brothers who are giving da'wah, they are more active in giving da'wah, and they are utilizing the digital digital facilities and online facilities effectively. Alhamdulillah, they are producing material for the community. The people who are not involved in da'wah, they are having some organizations to or they are setting groups and committees to help either the community or to help even the wider society. This is something that we all need to be proud of, and we should all give salam and dua to all those brothers and sisters who are involved in such help. Now, you, brother, shall you go out and help those in need, or shall you just stay at home? If you are healthy enough, okay, I prefer that you go and help others. Do it for the sake of Allah Jalla Ala, because no one, subhanallah, can say to you, no, stay at home is better. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, وَالْعَبْدُ وَاللَّهُ فِي عَوْنِ الْعَبْدِ مَا دَامَ الْعَبْدُ فِي عَوْنِ أَخِيهِ. Allah is assisting you as far as you are assisting others. Okay? And we can go and talk more and more about, okay, helping others. When that person came in Hadith ibn Umar, he said that a man came and asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam about the best of deeds and the best of people. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the best of people is the best for people. And then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the best of deeds is sururun tudkhiluhu ala qalbi akhika al-muslim. Happiness you bring forward to your brother. Yeah? Or you fulfill his need, or you provide him with food. These are among the best deeds. The Prophet ﷺ said, يُصْبِحُ عَلَى كُلِّ سُلَامَ مِنْ أَحَدِكُمْ صَدَقَةً. Every joint has a sadaqah to be given on its behalf. This is what the Prophet ﷺ said. Yeah, so helping a person, carrying his luggage, etc., all of these things are sadaqah. And then the Prophet ﷺ also said, وَكُلُّ تَسْبِيحَةٍ صَدَقَةٍ وَكُلُّ تَحْمِيدَةٍ صَدَقَةٍ. Saying Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, the dhikr of Allah Jalla Ala is sadaqah. And if you can't do this, or 2 rak'ah of duha will be equal to the sadaqahs that you have to pay on behalf of each joint in your body. Yeah.
Okay. Brothers and sisters, if you would like to ask a question, then please do visit menti.com. It should be coming up on your screen now. And you need to enter the code 186874. That's 186874. So we have another question, Sheikh. The question here is, if an individual speaks negatively about an organization and not in an individual or individuals, is this considered backbiting? If so, what should they do to correct their action?
Okay. Yeah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. If there is a person who is doing anything wrong, or an organization that is doing anything wrong, then, as we said, first of all, my dear respected brothers and sisters, you need to confirm that your perception that they are doing something wrong is correct. Don't believe that they are doing something wrong just because you feel that what they are doing is wrong. And you need to confirm that through a third independent, knowledgeable person, not just any individual. Okay, if what they are doing is wrong, okay, confirm that it is wrong, then you need to find the best way to advise them. Sometimes you might advise them directly. Sometimes you might go to a person whom they respect to advise them. Sometimes you might go to a committee to advise them. Yeah, not to single people to advise them. So the matter is not black and white. I strongly advise you to consult a person of knowledge who knows what he is talking about, okay, and who is known for his wisdom, to consult him in such situations. Yeah.
Just a point of clarification for the question previous. If anybody who does wish to go out and help anybody in their community, it's highly recommended, my dear brothers and sisters, that you have no underlying health issues, that you take the relevant precautions of social distancing and wearing the correct personal protective clothing, which is called PPE. But again, as the Sheikh said, please do go and help your communities as much as you can, taking in mind the precautions that have been put out. Sheikh, the next question is from an individual, and they say, is it important to call somebody older than you by the title auntie or uncle? And secondly, they said, is it allowed to call a relation such as your mother-in-law or your father-in-law as mother and father?
Okay. Yeah. Regarding the first question, it depends on your culture. If they find it rude to call them by anything other than uncle or auntie, then use such words. If they find it very strange to call them uncle and auntie, then use the appropriate words that are used by that culture. Okay? This is one thing. So it is not a matter of black and white. You need to call them with what they believe that this is respect. Okay? Now, the second thing, in some cultures, you have to call your mother-in-law, father-in-law, mother and father. To be honest with you, I am internally not very happy with this. Okay? Because the mother and father, they have a status that cannot be replaced by any other individual. Yeah? And even if that is acceptable in that culture, I am still reluctant to accept that. Okay? But the worst thing is that certain people, they force their daughters-in-law or their sons-in-law to call them mother and father, otherwise it will be seen as rude. Yeah. Now, see, mother and father, what when you call your father-in-law, mother-in-law, mother and father, what did you leave for your father and mother? Yeah. It is very unfortunate that in some cultures, and I know that this is happening, they almost force the daughter-in-law to call her father-in-law, her mother-in-law, father, mother and father. But okay, call them father-in-law. Still you are using the word father. Call them mother-in-law. Why you need to call them father and mother? And they want to disconnect them completely from their original parents. This is not right. Yeah. Now, calling them father and mother, I'm not very happy with that. Okay, I don't have any direct proof for it, but from my understanding of Islam, I don't think that it is a very good thing. Even I know that I gave consideration to the cultural aspect, but not in calling other than your original blood parents, yeah, Shari parents, father and mother. Okay. Yeah.
So the next question we have, I'm a part of an organization of family and children. One of the biggest issues we deal with as an organization is some children bullying other children. When those children who are bullying, their parents are asked, their parents are very defensive and say the other children are too soft. What advice can you give us in trying to solve this issue, both with the parents and the children?
Yeah. Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yes, this is an issue. This is an issue. What you can do is that you need to write to their parents first. Maybe writing is the first step. Put it in writing and put some evidence for them. Yeah. And then the second thing, you just ask them to come and maybe let them meet those children who has been bullied by those children, by your children. Okay. And maybe this maybe will let them understand that their children are really bullying the other children. Yeah. Maybe that would be a solution. Yeah.
The next question we have is again in reference to wills. A family have written, if the family lives in India and the will writer is in the UK, then should they get help to legalize that will, I assume in their country of origin?
If the family
The
lives in the UK,
the family is based in India, but the people creating the will are based in the UK. Should they have that will legalized in India?
well, this is, I don't know, this is يعني a legal issue. يعني brothers, sisters, يعني check whether that is legally required or not. I don't know about that.
Okay, perfect. The next question, Sheikh, please kindly, if you know of any du'as or ways that we can help a young girl suffering from severe eczema frequently, such that she is mostly in isolation her whole life.
Yeah. Let us all make dua for such people. May Allah Jalla wa Ala cure her. May Allah Jalla wa Ala give her good health. May Allah Jalla wa Ala make it easy for her family. Yeah, continue making general dua. Yes, there are some dua that to be said by those who are suffering from certain illnesses. In one of the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, put your hand on the place you find the pain and say Bismillah, Bismillah, Bismillah 3 times, and then A'udhu bi'izzatillahi wa qudratihi min sharri ma ajid wa uhadir 7 times. Okay, this is one of the dua. You can visit also this book, The Fortress of the Muslim, and there are many other dua. But one key dua, my dear respected brothers and sisters, is recitation of Surah Fatiha. Yeah, recitation of Surah Fatiha. This is your ruqyah, and it is dua. It is sometimes some people think that dua is just a matter of pressing a button. We press the button, yeah, and then immediately the solution will come out, and the lady or this girl will be cured, or the sick person will be cured. No. It doesn't work like this, my dear respected brothers and sisters. It takes time, but you need to continuously make ruqyah. Yeah, and ruqyah is a dua because you are making it to ask Allah Jalla wa Ala for a cure. And the ruqyah, listen, the main ruqyah is the Quran, and read Quran on yourself. If the person who's ill is a child, then his parents, his brothers can read on him. But if the person can read, he should do the ruqyah on himself. Don't go to this raqi, that raqi for them, yeah, to read on you. You read it on yourself from your heart. Don't say, I don't know. If you say, I don't know, it means that you are not close to Allah Jalla wa Ala to know some basic Quran. Okay? Now, the ruqyah is very simple. Read Surah Fatiha. Who doesn't know Surah Fatiha? It is the most effective ruqyah. Yeah? And as you know, in the story mentioned in Sahih al-Bukhari, when a group of companions visited a place and they wanted to be hosted by the people who live in that village, and those people refused to host them, then the chief of that tribe or that village, he became ill. So the group of the companions, they went and did ruqyah. One of them went and did ruqyah on this person. He did ruqyah by what? Recitation of Surah Fatiha, and that person was, alhamdulillah, cured. And as a result, that village, the people of that village, they gave some food, etc., to the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they went to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they took some of this, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was pleased with what they have done, and he said to that companion, the raqi, he said to him, who told you that this is ruqyah? So this is Surah Al-Fatiha. Yeah? Who doesn't know Surah Al-Fatiha? Why are you asking other people to do ruqyah on yourself? So this is one thing. Now, if someone said, what about this hadith? Yeah, this hadith this hadith, those people are very new to Islam. Yeah, okay, and they don't know any, it seems that they don't know any ruqyah. That's why they came to this person and he did the ruqyah on them. Moreover, this was an isolated incident. How many people were getting sick during the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Did we know that at the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam there were raqis just working as raqis? No. Yeah, we didn't know this. Okay, although so many people were becoming ill. But so the sunnah is you do ruqyah on yourself. You can offer ruqyah on others. You yourself can offer it to others. Yeah, for fi sabilillah. And this is different from having raqis. They have websites, they have certificates, they have and this and that. Okay, and those raqis, maybe they are needed by those who do not know anything, and those raqis should advise people to do ruqyah by themselves. But okay, what is better than going to them is that you do ruqyah on yourself. Who doesn't know Surah Fatiha? Who doesn't know Ayatul Kursi? Who doesn't know the three quls? If you don't know them, then there is a serious problem, brothers and sisters. You don't know Surah Al-Fatiha, then how are you Muslim? How do you pray? Okay, if you are a new Muslim, you should learn. The first thing that you need to learn is how to pray and how to read Surah Fatiha. If you don't know Ayatul Kursi, wallahi, you are missing a lot. And brothers and sisters, let me say this harsh word. This harsh word is needed for you to improve yourselves. If you don't memorize Ayatul Kursi, yeah, you are not a very good Muslim. Yeah, if you don't know Ayatul Kursi by your heart, you are not a very good Muslim. Yeah, don't tell me that you love Allah Jalla Ala and you don't remember the greatest verse in the Quran. And my dear respected brothers and sisters, apart from you are not a very good Muslim, you are losing a lot, because Ayatul Kursi, Ali bin Abi Talib, listen to this, Ali bin Abi Talib, he said, I don't see it fitting for any Muslim to go to bed without reading Ayatul Kursi and without reading the last three verses of Surah Al-Baqarah. And he said, the Prophet ﷺ, or there is another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said that those Ayatul Kursi and the last three verses or two verses in Surah Al-Baqarah, they were revealed to us from the beneath of the throne of Allah Jalla wa Ala. Yeah? So, and Ali bin Abi Talib, he said, I read Ayatul Kursi 5 times in the evening. Okay? Or 3 times in the evening. So if you don't know Ayatul Kursi, you are losing a lot. You are really a loser, not just losing a lot. In Hadith Abi Humama, the Prophet ﷺ said, the one who reads Ayatul Kursi after each fard salah, nothing stops him from getting into Jannah except what? Except death. Ayatul Kursi kicks out shayateen. Ayatul Kursi protects you. Ayatul Kursi makes your life safe, makes you safe, makes your life better, improve the quality of your life, improves everything in your life. Yeah. Okay, anyway, so this is Ayatul Kursi. So I said Surah Al-Fatiha, Ayatul Kursi, and memorize the last 3 verses of Surah Al-Baqarah and the 3 quls. The Prophet ﷺ said about Al-Mu'awwidhat, لم يتعوذ متعوذ بمثلهما. No one sought refuge in Allah Jalla wa Ala in anything better than those 2 verses. And he used to read them on Al-Hasan and Al-Husayn, yeah, as a ruqyah for his grandchildren. Okay, Sorry for that, but because this is such a very important topic. Yes.
The next question is it allowed for women and girls to cut their hair in Islam?
Why it is not allowed?
This is the question, Sheikh.
Yeah.
I believe this may have been a question that came from yesterday, and the question was slightly longer. And the sisters asked yesterday, her hair is very long, and is she allowed to cut it? This was the question that was similar to yesterday.
Some scholars said that it is not allowed, but even scholars from that school of thought, they allowed cutting it. Okay. And the key thing is, they said that the lady should not cut it in a way that looks like the hair of men, or it should not look like as the hair of the bad people. Other than that, okay, no problem. Okay, you should cut it. You can cut it, sorry. Now, some people say that my husband doesn't want this. This is something between you and your husband. Come to an agreement regarding that. But technically, inshallah, there is no problem. Yeah.
The next question is, we have a lot of debt and have been unable to pay our zakat for several years. We have tried to sell our house, but it doesn't sell. We do fear Allah, and due to that, our health is getting affected and our relationship.
So what is the question?
I think the question here is, what should they do? What advice do you have for someone in this situation?
Yeah. First of all, continue making dua to Allah Jalla wa Ala to help you. And as you know that the Prophet ﷺ once saw Abu Imama sitting in the masjid, and he said to him, what's wrong with you? And he said, humumun or duyunun. Yeah, debts or anxiety or worries. Yeah. So the Prophet ﷺ taught him a dua, to remove these humum or these duyun or these debts. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hazan. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-jubni wal-kasal. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-jubni wal-bukhl. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min ghalabati ad-dayn wa qahri ar-rijal. He said, I used to say this, hadith, and Allah Jalla wa Ala removed these debts from me. So learn this hadith. Again, you can find it online. You can find it on this book, the book of the Fortress of the Muslim. Yeah.
The next question we have, Sheikh. Assalamu alaikum. Sheikh, tomorrow I will be attending a janazah of a relative.
The hadith, sorry. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hazan. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hazan. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min Allahumma salli wa sallim ala rasulillah. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hazan. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-jubni wal-bukhl. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-kasali. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min qahri ad-dayni wa ghalabati ar-rijal. I forgot the 10th one. 10. Okay, 10. 10 things that the Prophet ﷺ told us to seek refuge in Allah Jalla wa Ala from. Yeah.
Inshallah, we can find that dua, I believe, in the Fortress of the Muslim, brothers and sisters. If you do have it, do have a look. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. I'll be going to a janazah of a relative who has died from the coronavirus. Only 5 people will be allowed, and some of the sons of the deceased do not know the du'as or the janazah salat, but can they say the du'as or the janazah salat in English?
Yes. Okay. They can say that in English. There is no problem, with that. And if they don't want to say it in English, they can say very simply, brothers and sisters, Allahumma aghfir lahu, Allahumma arham, Allahumma aghfir lahu, Allahumma arham, Allahumma aghfir lahu, Allahumma arham, Allahumma aghfir lahu, Allahumma arham. As simple as that. Yeah.
Perfect. We have another question in relation to the janazah salah. Can the dua of the mayyit be said while reading from a paper? And secondly, can the janazah
and
salah,
the dua of the يعني they want to say it يعني while they are praying, yeah,
yes,
they read a paper.
yes. So this was the first part of the question, and the second part of the
يعني it can be, but what is better is to what is better is that you learn it, or you just say, as we said, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika, sorry, Allahumma aghfir lahu warhamhu, Allahumma aghfir lahu warhamhu, Allahumma aghfir lahu warhamhu. Yani as simple as this. Yani you don't need a very, it is not very complicated. Just ask Allah Jalla wa Ala to forgive the sins of the individual. Yeah. What يعني this is not really يعني a big issue.
And Sheikh, the person then asked the secondary question,
Yeah.
Can the janazah salah be prayed whilst we have masks on our face?
The janaza, what, sorry?
The salah, the janazah salah.
Pray while the mask is on your face?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, why this wouldn't be allowed? Well, it is absolutely fine. There is no problem with this.
Okay, alhamdulillah. The next question we have, if I miss Fajr,
sorry.
Sorry, Sheikh.
Okay, yeah.
The question the individual has asked: if I consistently miss Fajr, does this constitute a big sin, even though I have my alarm on, but I keep on missing it?
Yeah. See, my dear respected brother or sister, you might miss it once, you might miss it twice. Yeah, I'm not saying that this is allowed, but we can imagine that this can happen. But to miss it consistently, then there is a real problem. Yeah. Now, if you say that I'm putting enough effort, this is between you and Allah. I cannot say that you are sinful. I cannot say that you are forgiven. Yani, may Allah Jalla wa Ala forgive you, but you don't need to be complacent to that, and you need to keep trying. Yeah.
The next question is, I have an Adhan clock and it makes the Adhan. Do I still need to recite or deliver the Adhan aloud?
Yes. Okay. See, brothers and sisters, I have recorded a message about the Adhan. Okay. I advise you to go and to listen to that message. Brothers and sisters, make Adhan. Yeah. Make Adhan. Don't lose this opportunity of raising the Adhan. The Prophet ﷺ in Hadith Abi Hurairah said, if people know the reward of making Adhan, raising Adhan, and the reward of attending the first line in the masjid, then they would compete with each other to raise the Adhan and to attend the first line of the masjid. Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu said, if I can be a muaddin while I am the caliph, the leader of Muslims, then I would do the Adhan. Even I said before that, sisters, if there are males to raise the Adhan, let them raise the Adhan. The Adhan kicks out the shayateen of your house. The Prophet ﷺ in Hadith Abi Hurairah again said that when the Adhan is raised, the shaitan will run away while he is, or it is, breaking wind. And when the Adhan comes to an end, the shaitan comes back. And when the Iqamah is raised, the shaitan will run away again. And when the Iqamah finishes, then the shaitan comes back. And in the other hadith, the Prophet ﷺ heard a muaddin saying, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. He said he is upon fitrah. And then when he says, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, he said his sins are forgiven. So many benefits of raising the Adhan, my dear respected brothers and sisters. So many benefits. Yeah. And many angels will be praying behind you. Yeah. The Prophet ﷺ said, Al-Mu'adhin yughfar lahu madda sawti, that the person who is raising the adhan, he will have sins forgiven as big as the area that is covered by his voice. So the more he raises his voice, then the more he will have forgiveness. And the Mu'adhin, everyone who hears the Mu'adhin will testify for him on the day of resurrection. Now, the last thing I would like to say, that Ibn Umar, this great companion, once was asked, will ladies or can ladies raise the adhan? So as I said, sisters, if there is a male to raise the adhan, let them raise the adhan. If there is no male in your house, raise the adhan yourself. I know that some scholars said maybe this is not the best thing, but look at this statement of Ibn Umar. Ibn Umar, this great companion who is a faqih and a muhaddith, one of the greatest scholars during the time of the Prophet ﷺ and after the time of the Prophet ﷺ, yeah, he was asked, can ladies raise the adhan? He told them after he became angry. He became angry and he told them, do you want me to stop ladies from making dhikr of Allah? Why do you allow the clock to make the adhan? Raise the adhan yourself. Yeah. Okay.
Inshallah, the last question we have for today's Q&A, it's a question about reflection. How do we balance thinking well of ourselves and thinking too good of ourselves? So much so that it may become arrogant. Not finding the balance either will make you arrogant or have negative thoughts about yourself. So how do I find balance in seeing myself as a person who is good and neither not too bad?
Yeah, this is a very good question. Very good question. Unfortunately, okay, the people either they think too good of themselves or they think too bad of themselves. Yeah. How to derive the balance or how to find the balance? First of all, the balance doesn't mean that you do this 50-50. The balance is a matter of ijtihad. One time you need to think good of yourself. One time you need to maybe think bad of yourself. Okay. Now, in terms of akhirah, always try to be better. Okay. Try to be better. Okay. Not necessarily you look down at yourself, although some people can do this without any harm, but keep doing better. You give small charity, give more charity. You pray 2 rak'ah nafil, pray more rak'ah. You pray tarawih for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, pray tarawih for 20 minutes. You fast 3 days a month, say, let me fast Mondays and Thursdays. You fast Mondays and Thursdays, you say to yourself, oh, I need to fast most of the month of Sha'ban. I need to fast most of the month of Ramadan. Keep doing more. Yeah. You make istighfar, then say, I need to make more istighfar. Look at your akhlaq. Brothers and sisters, some of the so-called religious people have bad akhlaq, unfortunately. Yeah. And being in the masjid, going in the masjid or sponsoring some orphans, that the shaitan uses this. So they take this as a justification to commit sins. So they are arrogant from one perspective, but on the other side, they are committing sins. Now, so this is in terms of the activities related to akhirah, which is the most important thing. Activities related to dunya, activities related to dunya, I don't think that you are asking about them, but they say don't have overconfidence because you will be less achieving if you become overconfident. Yeah. Now, see, you might think that I did not answer your question. I don't know, but let me give you a very critical tip. The way you think of yourself, a check, okay, a very critical point. Please think about it. The way you think of yourself, does it help you to do more good deeds, or is it making you lazy, or arrogant that you don't do more good deeds? Does it improve your akhlaq or does it worsen your akhlaq? Check those 2 points. Check, does that make your relationship with Allah Jalla wa'ala better and you do more good deeds? Okay. And the other thing, does it make you, okay, in terms of your relationship with the creation? We check the relationship with the creator and then you check the relationship with the creation. Does that make you does that make you a bad person in terms of your akhlaq? If it doesn't and it keeps helping you to improve, then I think you are maintaining a good balance. Yeah.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. Thank you for your time and your knowledge. We ask Allah that He allows us to benefit from you more and that you can share more wisdom and knowledge with us, inshallah. With that, my dear brothers and sisters, we come to a close of this segment, the last Q&A of the Family Break Online event that we've had. Alhamdulillah, next week, my dear brothers and sisters, there's another opportunity to ask questions with the Islamic Council of Europe, which is next Sunday, the 19th at 6 p.m. again with our Sheikh, Dr. Sheikh Haytham Al-Haddad. And it's going to be a Q&A Ramadan, a live Q&A in regards to Ramadan, again on Sunday the 19th at 6 p.m. with the Islamic Council of Europe. So please do go to iceurope.org/Ramadan Q8 to register and find out more information. My dear brothers and sisters, what we have coming tomorrow, as you can see on your screens, is the award ceremony and the event conclusion. So alhamdulillah, we've had an epic weekend. The first time that Family Break has done something like this, where you couldn't come to us, so we came to you and we brought you this online event. We're going to give you some feedback forms and we want to hear from you. If you'd like to see more of this during this time in isolation, then please let us know. But we will see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock. I look forward to seeing all of you there. Well, not physically, but seeing you in spirit. And we want to see many comments from you guys, inshallah. So we'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.